Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I figured I would do another sketchbook tour. I know I've been teasing it in the last few videos I've done, so I figured today would be a great day to do it. Before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. This is the Sketchbook Chronicles. Please be sure to subscribe if you're not already. If you are subscribed, I thank you very much. And yeah, let's get right into it. So this is my most recent sketchbook that I just finished. It's a Hanamulla gray book. As you can see, I've decorated it quite nicely with stickers. And let's get right into the tour. So this sketchbook was actually super fun for me to work in. It was the very first sketchbook that I've actually used with tone paper. So it was really fun because I was actually able to use like a white color pencil to get highlights to pop out, as you can see here. This is the first drawing that I did. I found this picture of someone holding their hand out in a compass on a hike somewhere in a mountainous area, and I thought it looked kind of neat, so I figured I'd draw it. Next page, I just did a couple of sailboats along a little riverbed. This was an owl that I did. I haven't worked too much with drawing birds, so I always try to work in things that I'm not that strong at in drawing, just to get better at it. I struggle a lot with the feathers, but I think this one came out pretty okay, if I had to say so. This one actually came out really good. I had a plate of oranges on, I think, just like a kitchen table, and I figured why not draw it. I just did a really quick sketch because, as you can see, on this particular day, my wife and I got tickets to the movie, and so I just did this drawing in about 10 minutes or so, and I thought it came out really well. Again, I used like the white colored pencil there for the highlights. And yeah, I was really happy with this drawing, especially considering that it took me a very short amount of time to do. This is just a drawing of Radio City Music Hall. Again, I'm trying to work in a lot more like buildings and architecture type drawings because I don't think I'm that strong in it. So I thought I would do this. It's kind of like an upshot from across the street looking up at Radio City Music Hall. This is just a gorilla. I found a picture of a gorilla online, and I figured, why not draw a gorilla? This was a drawing that I did after a recent visit to the dentist, where I found out that I had to get 2 of my wisdom teeth taken out. More on that in a bit, but yeah, that visit to the dentist was not a good one. These are a picture. This is a picture of a leaf and a picture of another leaf of a houseplant. Again, I haven't drawn too many leaves or anything like that, so I figured I'd try my hand out. And this is obviously the YouTube play button. This was because I drew this on the day that I had posted a short on my channel on how to draw the Superman logo, and I think it was like the first video that received like views in the triple digits, so I was super proud of that, so I thought I'd mark the occasion. This is a picture of a meerkat. I realized I'd never drawn a meerkat before, and I think I was watching something on TV, like one of those Animal Planet shows or something, and they were doing something with meerkats, and I was like, I'm going to try to draw a meerkat, and there you go. Again, I used a white pencil to get like some of the highlights in the fur. But yeah, it was super fun using the tone paper. This is my dog, Sassy. I was drawing her in real life, but I had taken a picture just in case she moved, and luckily I had the picture to fall back on, because literally as soon as I started drawing this picture, she started barking and moved out of the room, so I was happy that I took the picture of her. But yeah, so that's her. Again, this is just like some more architectural drawing of some buildings and like a playground with a swing set there. Oh, this is a picture of a dinner that I had one night. There was this Chinese restaurant that opened up near me, and so I got their steamed dumplings. And I had some leftover meatballs from, I think, the night before, a few nights before, and I figured, why not combine the two? I know it sounds like a strange combination, but not that bad. It was actually pretty good. So if you have steamed dumplings and meatballs lying around, I highly recommend a nice little meal. This is an interesting picture that I found of someone online. It was this guy walking. He had a prosthetic leg. So I thought it'd be interesting to draw that because, again, Prosthetic limb is something I haven't had too much experience in drawing. And I actually really liked, I like drawing this one not only because of just like the pose, because he's walking and holding some things, but also I got like really nice shadow work in here, which I thought was pretty cool. And I really like the way that the face came out, because people's faces is also something that not only me, but I think a lot of people struggle with drawing. So I thought that actually came out really, really, really good. This is just my, this is another quick sketch that I did. I think I was getting ready to go somewhere. So the closest thing I had to me was this little shaker bottle with like some protein drink in it. And so that was another quick like 5-10 minute sketch that I did. This is a cool picture that I found. It was just like a hot air balloon, like over a desert type scene. And I actually wanted to draw this not because of the hot air balloon, but just because of the desert landscape. I haven't drawn too many deserts. So I thought it'd be a nice little challenge to draw like all the different like rock formations and things like that. And again, I think I also really like the color palette on this, like the browns and the subtle yellows and golds. So I thought that was a fun picture to draw. Again, this is another architecture type picture. It's I don't think it's like Venice or anything like that, but it's kind of like that type of feel. Like it's like this little channel with some boats and a bridge going over it with some people walking by and buildings in the background. So I thought that would be a fun one to draw and get some good practice in on drawing architecture and buildings and things like that. This is just a cat that I drew. I thought the pose was super interesting. The cat looked very menacing in the photo. And so I figured, yeah, that's what I'm drawing this day on this particular day, and again, came out better than I thought it would. This was a guy playing a guitar on a street during like a trip that my wife and I believe took to the city, and I just thought it was a neat. Subject to draw, so I drew him playing the guitar again with some buildings in the background and some cars. Here are my wisdom teeth that got taken out right there. I figured I'd draw them because why not? I also figured because I was hopped up on pain medication, I wanted to draw that day, but obviously couldn't really spend too much time drawing. So again, I think this was another like quick 5-10 minute drawing of my wisdom teeth after they were taken out. This is just a van parked under like a little makeshift roof. I wanted to draw this one just because I wanted to work on my shadows and the different tones here. And again, I used like white color pencil for like some of the highlights and the shine on like the bumper and things like that. This is just a person. I actually ended up messing up this person's face, but I found a picture of this girl online, and I like the pose, but again, like I said, I ended up messing up like her nose and things, but it still came out pretty good. This is a picture of a horse and of Mario himself, because it was Mario Day, of course. So I ended up drawing that. I actually really like the way that came out. That I was super impressed because, again, first time drawing Mario, so I was happy with the way that turned out. Again, this is a picture of another woman that I found online. Female characters are another thing that I've been wanting to work to get better at. I noticed that in a lot of my drawings, I tend to do a lot of like male characters, so I wanted to work in some more female characters just to get a better feel for how their features compare to a male's features. So I was super happy with the way this one turned out. This is a piece of pie that I drew for Pie Day. So there's that. This is just a branch with like some flowers blossoming, because I believe I did this like relatively close to the start of spring, so I wanted to kind of like show flowers and trees starting to like bloom, and I was really happy with the way that came out. This is a dog that again I found this reference photo online, And I liked it a lot because the dog is wearing a hat. So I don't know why, but that just spoke to me that day. So I just decided to try and draw that. Again, this is like another female character, like picking oranges. I thought it was an interesting photo to draw and a good opportunity again to practice drawing more female subjects. Oh, this was another quick drawing that I did. My wife and I had gone to a New Found Glory concert. So I wanted to practice drawing like a bunch of people in a crowd. Again, super impressed with how this one came out. And I think this was another one that was just a quick like 10-minute sketch. This is a Mac Mini. Again, this was another one that was a relatively quick sketch. I must have had something else to do that day. But I had gotten a Mac Mini earlier this year to replace a very old Mac Pro that I was using. So I drew that, and this is just another practice of like drawing some more architecture and buildings and things. I'm starting to get a little bit better. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I still struggle a little bit with architecture, but it's getting there. This is a birthday cake and some decorations for my dad's birthday. This is just some random guy that was sitting on a bench, so I just sketched that really quick. On this day, I wasn't sure what to draw, so I went online and decided to draw like one of the first things that I saw, and for whatever reason, there was a picture of a yak, and I thought, I've never drawn a yak before, so I think today's the day I'm drawing a yak, and sure enough, that's what I drew. It actually came out pretty good. Again, I think this was another like quick, like 10-15 minute sketch. This is a picture of a sunflower. I actually just wanted to draw the sunflower because I wanted to get the colors in here to see how it would look on the gray tone paper. Again, super happy with how the colors just pop on tone paper. So I'm tempted to continue working in tone paper. The sketchbook that I recently just started is actually a watercolor sketchbook because right now I'm working on getting better at my watercolors. So, but my next sketchbook might be another tone paper. I'm not sure yet. Again, this is just a picture of somebody randomly leaning up against a wall. I just like the pose, so I figured why not. This is a picture of just a couple of chairs and a table. Again, furniture is not something that I typically draw a lot, so it's something I figured I'd work on. And again, happy with the way it came out. This is a picture of somebody holding a baby chick. I mainly chose this one because, again, hands are something that I think a lot of us, myself included, struggle with. So I really wanted to work on hands. So I mainly picked this one just for the hand practice. And the chick actually came out not too bad either. So I was happy with that. This is my attempt at drawing the Joker on April Fool's Day. To be honest with you, I wasn't that happy with it, but it did come out better than I thought it would. So I can't really say too many negative things about it, but I wish I had done a little bit better with like the face and the expression. This is just a picture of somebody taking a picture. Super meta. This is a chimpanzee sitting on like a post. I had seen this, I saw this picture online and thought it was an interesting pose, so I thought I would just give that a shot, and I actually inked this one with a dip pen. So it was interesting to use a dip pen for that because I don't think I've used a dip pen for inking before, so it was interesting doing that. This was a bunny that I had drawn because it was Easter weekend, and it also just happened to be my birthday as well, so I drew a bunny with a birthday hat. This is just a picture of a swan. Again, just want to get more practice drawing things that I don't typically draw, so I figured I'd pick a swan. This is a woman standing with her dog on like the top of a little hill. I wanted to draw this one just because I wanted to work on like the grass texture and also drawing people from a distance as well as the dog. Again, something that I don't typically draw too often, so I figured I'd give that a shot. I'm happy with the way that came out too. This was a weird one. I found this picture and I liked the pose. It's just someone standing with a surfboard like at the edge of the shore, and they're completely in shadow because the sun is in front of them. So I wanted to draw the silhouette and then work on getting the shadow right. I think it came out okay. It was kind of weird, just because I had never drawn something like this that was just fully in shadow. So it was an interesting one. And then I also was working on kind of like the water and the wave texture there. That's actually super difficult. I'm working on getting better at that. This was a drawing that I started, didn't like the way it came out. It's a drawing of a woman feeding a horse. So I ended up actually drawing a better version of it on the following page. And this one I'm super happy with the way it came out. That first one, the proportions weren't looking right. So I just decided to take a breath and start it over. And I'm glad that I did because this one came out really, really good. This is a picture of someone on the train. It was an older gentleman just reading the newspaper, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to do a quick sketch. And again, happy with the way this one came out. Another thing that I've started doing is trying to draw more from real life instead of relying on just photo references, but a lot of times all you got's a photo reference, you know? This was some tree practice that I did. This one is a little weird. This one is starting to get better. These came out really good. I actually have a video on shading trees and making them look more tree-like, and it actually came from this. These drawings are actually what sparked that idea. And if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out, because I think this practice really helped me get better at drawing trees. So I really like the way that the shading came out and the texture. It really looks good. And these are probably some of the best trees I've drawn. Again, this is a guy, and I know the marker that I used for the trees on the previous page kind of bled through a little bit, so that's why this drawing looks a little weird. But I just like the pose that this guy had sitting on a bike and his facial expression. So I thought I'd give him a shot at drawing, and it came out pretty good too. Again, this is another attempt at drawing like some architecture and cars, and a car. Because cars are something I also tend to struggle with a bit, so I just practice that a little. Oh, this is a picture of me holding my dog Leslie. This picture is actually from a few years ago when my wife and I we went on a hike, and we had been hiking for a while, so poor Leslie got tired and I had to carry her back. But I like the pose and the composition of it, so I thought I'd draw it. And I actually drew this in a Blackwing Red, which is I guess the newer pencils that they introduced in their lineup. They have like the one with the red core and the blue core now. I really like it a lot. It's a nice smooth pencil, and I enjoy drawing in the red, so that was a fun one. This is another quick sketch that I did of just like I think it was a cup of coffee just on like a windowsill with the radiator here, and obviously a window. But again, I thought that was a nice quick one that I could just knock out really quick for that day. This was a trip my wife and I had taken to Chicago, and we got to the airport a little early. So I took the time to draw like some of our luggage, the monorail that was across the terminal there. And then this was the trip when we were coming back from Chicago. Again, we got to the airport a bit early, and actually I think our flight was a bit delayed. So I ended up drawing like a lot of the stuff that we ended up doing in Chicago. So like we ended up getting sushi, and then we went to some record stores, and my wife got me a couple of presents, so I drew those. This is a picture of a woman enjoying her time at the beach. Again, I thought I would just use the opportunity to practice drawing a female subject. It came out okay. I'm not too happy with the face, but I think everything else came out pretty good. This was on our flight back from Chicago. There was actually a seat, which I'd never seen before. There was a seat on the plane that was out of order, so it was like folded over itself like this. And my wife and I were trying to figure out exactly what out of order for a seat means, because even if the seat doesn't like recline or anything like that, you can still sit in it. So I just figured I would draw that. This picture of a door I drew because I like the quote. It just says, "One day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember." I like that quote a lot, so I ended up just drawing it, and I think it came out pretty good. This was I was trying to draw an ant and a worm. They came out okay, I guess. I had seen some ants and worms earlier in the day when I was outside, so I figured I'd try drawing them. And then this was this actually came out really good. I found a random picture of just like a couple of empty bottles outside of someone's door and thought it looked kind of neat, so I drew that. This is my attempt at Chewbacca for Star Wars Day. I actually was impressed with the way this came out. I wasn't sure when I started doing the fur how it would turn out, but I think it came out better than I thought it would. But yeah, this is actually super fun to draw as well. These are a couple more of quick drawings that I did. My wife and I had recently moved, and she got me a PS5 for my birthday, and then the following day was free comic book day, so I just drew like the PS5 and a few comics because I think we were in the midst of like moving and I didn't have too much time, but I wanted to draw something. This is some more architecture and building practice. I also liked it because the seagull right here in the corner kind of just like overseeing everything. I thought that was like an interesting pose, so I drew that. I just like this picture because it's a bulldog sitting next to like one of those metal tins that's just full of vegetables, and I just thought that was a fun picture, so I just wanted to draw it. This, of course, is Rocket and Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. My wife and I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 this day, and so I thought I'd mark the occasion with a drawing of Rocket and of Groot. And for those of you who saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, you know why I chose Rocket. That movie was very much about kind of his backstory. So, this is a picture of a lion in a zoo, just like hanging out in like one of those little makeshift beds that they make for the lions to hang out in. Again, I thought it was a super interesting pose, so I did a quick sketch of that. This sketch came out a little messed up, I'm not gonna lie. This is just a picture of like a piece of like breakfast toast, like avocado toast with like some tomatoes on it and things, and I think this one got away from me. It started out okay, but then when I was working on the toppings and stuff, it did not. I mean, it's still all right, but not what I had hoped. This was me. I had recently gotten laid off, and I was kind of just like down in the dumps, trying to figure out what to draw on this particular day. Wasn't sure what to draw, so I honestly just looked in a mirror and I was asking myself, what do I do? So this is what I drew that day. Again, this is just like another quick 5-10 minute sketch. This is a picture of a vase, a fish vase with a succulent in it that my wife was super happy that she found. My wife is she's not a plant person. Does not have a green thumb at all, but was really happy that she found this. She mainly just liked the vase, so I ended up drawing it because she set it down right in front of me, so that's what I did. And then these are my wife's keys. I've never really drawn keys before, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And then this was a hat that we got because the new place that we moved into, we had to, they're pet friendly, and so I guess because we have a pet with us, they gave us this little hat that says Woof on it. So I thought that was nice, so I drew that. Oh, this is the view from our deck. It just shows like the rest of the apartment building. Again, I just use this as an excuse to not only draw from real life, but to also again practice like my architecture and my buildings. So I thought this came out really, really well too. This is a picture of Leslie getting adjusted to her new surroundings. She's just laying down on our love sack there. And again, you can see our balcony there in the background and a few things here in the corner. This is a picture of a cat hanging out on a, I believe this is like a, like one of those giant walls that's just like made out of like stone, like those just big like stones. And I just liked that the cat was just sleeping on like this huge wall, again, with like some buildings in the background there. This is a banana tree. I actually use this to practice drawing trees and plant life and things, and also the bananas themselves. I never realized, by the way, that bananas grew upside down like that. I knew they grew on trees, but I didn't realize they grew upside down like that. So there's that. This was another attempt at trying to draw a female subject. This one was not working out the way I had hoped, so I kind of gave up on it halfway. This is a picture of like a rancher that I found. I just like the pose and the fact that he was kind of like doing the, I guess like the tricks with the rope, with the lasso. So I thought that was interesting. So I figured I'd try my hand at drawing that. This is a picture of Sassy that I did a video on, but it was a picture of Sassy that my mom had sent me when my parents had gone to a store, and they took her with them and they put her in the cart, and she loves that because she gets to go around the store and not have to actually have to walk. So she just gets chauffeured, which is fun. So I drew that. Again, these are just some more pictures of female subjects that I was working on. Again, you can still see that this face is not quite right. It starts getting a little bit better by this face, but I'm working on it. It's getting there. This is a picture of my wife hanging out on the couch with her arm over her head like that. Again, this was just like another quick 5-10 minute sketch, and also just some more practice with the female subject. This is Miles Morales. My wife and I had gone to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse when it came out. So I figured I would draw Miles Morales. Again, some buildings in the background there, but I wanted the focal point to be Miles. And yeah, I thought that one came out pretty well too. Again, this is just more practice from real life. This is what our kitchen counter looks like. Our stove in the background there, our sink, dish soap and things. This is just a little mug that my wife got. These are, again, some more things that were on our kitchen counter. This is like a little mushroom tray that my wife got for us to put random things in, like keys and sunglasses and things like that. And then these are just like some peanut butter crispy rice bites that my wife found at Trader Joe's, which, by the way, are amazing. If you haven't tried them, check those out. Sorry if this video is going kind of long, but I promise we're almost at the end. So thanks for hanging in there with me. Again, this was another picture that I found of a female subject that I wanted to draw because it was a relatively simple pose, and again, I wanted to work on drawing female subjects. I was actually really happy with the way this one came out. The proportions are pretty good, and it actually looks like the person I was trying to draw, which is great. And then this is a picture of Patrick Stump from the band Fall Out Boy. I had seen this picture because I think there was some article about Fall Out Boy that had come out, and they had used this picture of them performing at Wrigley Field, I think. And I like the pose of him holding onto the mic and singing, so I figured I would try drawing that. And I think it actually came out pretty well. This is just a picture of someone I randomly found online. Again, just working on drawing people and getting proportions right for faces and things like that. I'm really happy with the way this one came out. I think the eyes might be a little off, like they look a little big, but other than that, it looks really good. This is another photo reference that I found. It was a couple of pelicans, I believe, just sitting like on this kind of like beat up old rock. So I wanted to take the time to draw that and also practice kind of getting these textures and things and like those very porous rocks that you sometimes find like on coastlines. And then there's just this little cliff here, and then surrounded by water, which I thought was pretty cool. Now I think we're on the last page. Yep. So this is this is the last page of the sketchbook. I actually did a video on this too. I found the picture of a streetcar, and I thought it'd be a fun subject to draw, so I drew the streetcar with a building in the background and some trees, and yeah. So that was my Honolulu Graybook sketch tour, or sketchbook tour. I appreciate you guys sticking around till the end to watch it. I'm sorry this video went kind of long, but yeah, but this was a fun sketchbook to work in. And again, I leave any comments that you guys have down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date on any new videos that I post. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.